how to make money online without sounding like a cringy douche. Right now, you see an epidemic of every single person online having a Lamborghini, some sort of Rolex, screaming online into a mic, trying to be as controversial as possible, selling something they don't use, they don't really believe in, and acting like the more material things that you have, the more status you have, which then they use to sell more things online. I make real money online without doing any of that. What you'll probably see for the super over-the-top people is you are the product. If you're on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube and someone feels the need to show you how much they have, that is because young people are the product that they are selling to. It's not like these people are dumb. They are quite literally just copying what they've seen other people do, and they've probably seen some results from it. Being able to pray and take the last $1,000 some 18 or 19-year-old has saved up to get them to buy whatever info product they're selling, and they realize that the more stuff that they have, the more those young people are going to look up to what they are doing, because when you're younger, you start to think through the more material things someone has, the wealthier they are, which then makes you say this person probably does know the answer. Everyone has probably found most of those things are complete bullshit, and most of them are not really providing the amount of value that they are promising. So what has actually worked for me to make ungodly amounts of money at a very young age? And I don't say that to brag, it's just true. Well, first off, none of you are my product. My product is a very high-end luxury marketing agency helping 8 and 9 and 10 figure entrepreneurs do all of their organic media from start to finish, turnkey approach for 2 hours of their time per week, then building out the back-end funnels to convert the views that we're getting into customers, and then we actually create new businesses for them based upon their audience's desires, and then help them monetize it in other ways. So it is a 100% turnkey, and so all of my clients are hyper wealthy. You know a common trait between all of these people, every single one of them? None of them, not a single one, feels the need to show off what they have. Most of my clients have their own planes. They have some of the nicest cars. One of my clients just bought a new $10 million house, cash, zero debt. You don't see him posting that online. That's because to wealthy people, stuff is not impressive. It is what you know that's impressive. It's the problems that you solve. The only thing that material things are a flex to are to young people that still thinks that that is success, thinking that flying on a private jet is success or having a cool watch is success. It's not. I have one cool watch that was a gift for me from a friend, and it actually is probably my most prized possession, but it's not because it's a nice watch, it's because it's a memorable gift from someone that I care about. If I was going online making videos showing off a super cool car and showing off a jet or showing off something, some nice super high-end restaurants or the lifestyle, that would not get me new clients because no wealthy person would ever be impressed by that. In fact, they are instantly turned off by it because they realize that that is mainly a facade. And once you start to make a lot of money, you realize that that is not really that important. So how do you make money online? It starts with just solving a problem. It doesn't matter what you have. People only care about one thing. What can you do for them? And so if you can go into a business and you can provide astronomical amounts of value, then you will get paid in compensation the exact amount of value that you can provide. When I was just starting out, it was going into some of these large businesses doing all of their organic media. I actually started years ago. I started Tate. One of my first business models was doing the mass clip redistribution. Right when Andrew Tate started to get popular, I realized what he was doing was he was just posting from 100 different sub accounts. It was actually thousands of different sub accounts that were clipping what he was doing and then posting them across different medias, and then built a referral system to incentivize people to do that. So I was like, this is a great model. Let me do this for other people. The problem is the clientele that I was taking on, they were not as confrontational. They didn't understand the words that they need to say to be punchy. It completely failed. I ended up being able to work with a lot of people and get more experience. At the same time, I was getting really good at understanding how to grow organic media. So then I took on some clients just working for free, saying, how about anything that I make you over what you're already currently doing that is direct correlation to the YouTube, the organic media that I'm taking over for you, then I'll get paid based upon that, a percentage of what I earn you, nothing else. And then I started a lot of success with that, just working with a few clients, honing the skills, getting better, making $25,000-ish per month, but I had no real overhead. It was exceptional. I was doing that for quite a while as I was just getting better. Wasn't taking any fee. If you really want to make money, then you can't think that someone's going to pay you a high salary, they're going to take the risk, and then they're also going to want to pay you unlimited performance. You have to choose one or the other. And so I understood that if I can get really good, then I'm going to make way more money. I'm young. I'd rather take the risk and only make money if you make money. That's also an easier selling point when you're trying to take someone on as a client. So then as I got really good at that, it turned into a business because so many other people had demand for what I was doing. And then I realized that I don't know how to run a business because a business is not just having one skill. I was not an expert, but I was specialized in one thing. But when you start to grow a business, you realize that you have to be more of a generalist. Specialist does not matter in terms of growing a business because you have to be able to solve new complex problems in other areas. And so you have to know how to build the foundations. You need to know how to systematize everything that you're doing. You need to know how to hire people, how to manage people, how to set expectations, how to give good payment structures, how to have legal, how to have good accounting, how to track all this stuff. And these are all different micro skills that you have to learn. All of them can be around one central theme. And then as you continue to grow, you start to get more generalized knowledge around more and more subjects because you are forced to. For just making your first dollar online, it comes down to solving one problem for one type of person, and then doing that really, really, really well until you have more demand than you can handle. And then I had to learn everything else. And then you build the proof of whatever it is that you're talking about by solving the problem and actually doing it. And so what happens is the people that you see online is, let's say it's a drop shipping person. They probably were making a good amount of money from drop shipping. The thing is, when you're an entrepreneur, you see opportunities everywhere. For me, it is so fucking easy for me to see an opportunity to make money everywhere because I've trained my brain to look at things as opportunities. And so now I can find an opportunity like, oh, you could make $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month, every single one of these avenues. The hard part is saying, okay, I'm just going to stick to one thing for 10 years to where it can make unlimited amounts of money. But what happens is all these people, they say, well, I see all these other people creating information and selling it. Let's say you have a drop shipping business where you're making, let's say $1 million per year in profit. If you're drop shipping, you're probably doing $10 million plus per year in revenue, and your profit's $1 million per year. So you're making $100,000 per month. If you made a course and you were an info, you could say, hey, look at all the money I've made from drop shipping. And it's very easy to show the proof of that if you have made a lot of money from XYZ thing. And then you can say, well, okay, if I can just create some super basic informational based product, I could probably make that same amount of money. So these people can double their income by just teaching the information. And I don't see that as a scam at all when someone has already proven what they are doing, and then they put a lot of effort and have a good product that they are selling to people, because information I've paid for tons of times. I kept on paying for information until it wasn't really worth my time anymore. And I've had huge ROIs buying info-based products when you actually take action on it is what they're selling. A lot of people just do it in a super cringy douchey way that I would never want to do. I want to make a lot of money and I want to do that online. I'm in Medellin, Colombia right now. I do not want to work a normal job. I don't think anyone ever does. I would rather work 15 hours a day, which I do, from wherever I want to, and then sometimes travel as much as I want to. I would never want to do that at the expense of being a super cringy douchebag online. You really don't need to do that. Most people do not make their money that way. In fact, probably 99.99% of business owners in the entire world don't do that to get wealthy and to get rich. The thing is, that's what rises to the top on social media, so it's what kind of perceives as the cheat code to getting rich. When I would say the real cheat code to starting off making money online, not to grow a massive business, but to make your first bit of money, just get scary good at solving a problem for people and then do it.